Hi, and welcome to Spirit on Tap podcast. My name is Anna, and I am the DM for this Eastern Asian inspired campaign. I would like to introduce my players, ERIK.
Hello, I'm ERIK. I play Bora the Foreigner, the White Tiger Leonin fighter, and all-around messy boy.
Yeah, or Himbo. We also have Helen.
Hello, I'm Helen. I play Atonement from Sin, the Tiefling Grave Domain cleric.
We have GINNY.
I'm Ginny, and I play Ka, the Water Ganassi Circle of Stars druid.
And we have a fourth player, NAMI, who is our guest for a few sessions.
Hello, I am Nami, and I play Vera, the Tiefling Armorer Artificer.
So you guys, I'd say that you've all spent we're hitting on to, by the time you finish reading and these guys have finished their investigating, we're like an hour after you've arrived. So things are still busy. The heat is slowly starting to come down a little bit. You two have spent, I would say, maybe 15 minutes looking at the various scrolls and tinkering with your various devices. Do you guys want to keep investigating your scrolls, or do you want to do anything else?
Do I learn anything of interest from the scrolls beyond what I already know?
So, Ginny asked if she learned anything from it. So, you now know how to build a watermill.
Excellent!
You've also looked, there is a scroll that outlines different types of horses and their uses and how to breed these horses to be a little bit better. And you are aware that in order to have horses on the farm, you generally need to have a lot of money. And there's also a scroll outlining different types of rice and different rice grains and how to cultivate these types of rice.
Is it called the Treatise of Rice?
Yes.
Is it called Advanced Rice?
I'm trying to think of some rice puns, but I'm really drawing a blank.
Is it the lesser known Ode to Rice?
The Ode to Rice. At the end there's a poem.
Listen, rice book do I have?
Just like rice puns, rice jokes. Yeah, so now there's also like a thing outlining different types of rice and their preferred growing conditions. So those are the few things that you have learned through in these last 15-20 minutes, skimming through these scrolls.
I know so many things. Well, they are what they appear to be, so I'm probably just gonna roll them up, be and just give them back to Vera and just say thank you for the knowledge. But I suppose we probably should be getting these back to their home, yes?
Probably yes. And then at this, Vera's going to sort of, you see her attitude change a little bit, whereas previously she was just sort of acting like a regular dude. Now she's going to be all hoity-toity, and she's going to just something about her, she seems to grow a little bit taller. She's standing up straighter, and before her face was very friendly, and now she just kind of looks a little bit bored, a lot of it disgusted, and very fancy. And so she's going to sort of fancy person walk. Wow, I'm so good at this word. She's going to fancy person walk to the boats, and the first person she sees, she's going to be like, "Excuse me, you, I need assistance." And she's going to snap.
Okay. So as you walk towards the into towards the boats and stuff, you see a black tabaxi running forward, wearing the colours of the royal family, and she looks at you and she's got a spear and she's got a helmet on, but you can tell she's tabaxi. You can see the tail and you can see the fur on her face and the shape of her snout. And she comes over to you and she bows. Yes, I'm sorry, my lady. How may I help?
Nice to to meet you. And she holds out her hand and shows off her signet ring and goes, Lady Vera Gold, I'm on official business with the Gold family.
We had not been informed of a visit from your family today.
My parents never tell people anything. You know this. And at this, she sort of takes the scrolls out and goes, look what they're making me do. Treating me like an errand girl.
I am going to make you roll either persuasion or intimidation, whichever one you wish to go with.
Oh man. Let's see.
Or deception. I'll allow deception, intimidation, or persuasion.
So I rolled a 2, but I have a +7. So I rolled a 9.
Hang on, let me roll insight for
Helen's
this.
question mark at my stats.
As you say that, you see the tabaxi just kind of looks at you and sort of kind of stands a little bit straighter, a little bit more official. I don't understand why you have brought those here, though. If you are looking to send them to a different nation, this is not the dock that you should have come to. Did your parents not tell you?
But these are agriculture scrolls. This is agriculture. Docks. Scrolls. Ugh, can't expect you to understand. And at this, she's going to, like, brush past her and approach one of the boats and just be like, may I speak to your captain? I must request a delivery. And conveniently, since there's only 2 boats there, she's going to go to the boat that they're interested in.
Okay, so I am going to, as you walk past, the tabaxi is going to take hold of your upper arm to stop you. And she's going to look at you like, I am sorry, my lady, but you cannot come in here for the scrolls. If you want to pass these on, this is an agricultural dock, yes, but this dock is for livestock and grain. You probably would want to go up to, if you're looking for messengers and couriers, you would want to go to the port district.
And at this, Vera's not even gonna, like, listen to her. She's just gonna sort of look at her and be like, why are you touching me? Why is she touching me? She's gonna turn to Ka and just be like, why is she touching me?
We're going to have to ask you to leave, I'm afraid.
Excuse me? Do you know who I am?
Roll intimidation. And I will roll insight.
Natural 20!
Me, I got a 19.
Plus 4, so it's a 24.
I rolled a 19.
The turn this is taken.
Yeah, that just did a massive 180. I love that.
So as you turn around, like, do you know who I am? You and this tabaxi literally just, like, lock gazes. And Ka, you are watching these two. You can roll an insight if you want to figure out, like, what's going on here. But did you roll well?
Not particularly. That's a 11.
Okay, so you know with an 11 that there's some sort of contention of will going on here. But the tabaxi is, like, staring at Vera, and Vera is staring right back. And then the tabaxi just kind of releases your arm and then sort of gives you kind of like a nod, but it's the sort of like nod or a bow that you give a superior that you don't care for.
The bridges I burn.
And then she just steps away. Apologies. If you need anything, please do not hesitate to ask. and then she just steps back to go to her post, which is at the corner of one of the warehouses.
I toss a gold at her and walk to the ship.
Before she can even reach the gold, like someone has gone past and is like running. You just see like 4 or 5 people just diving for this gold piece.
I can't call to riot. My bad.
Alright, or a distraction.
Yeah, so you go ahead, Ka. Are you just gonna follow?
Yeah! Ka's a little bit intimidated.
Okay, so Ka, you're just like, fuck. You might make your way through, and you see. I would say that Bora and Atonement will have seen this commotion. You may not have heard or like seen this actual interaction, but you guys, you will have noticed all these people diving for these coins. So as you go towards these ships, you do see that there's like quite a large warehouse that's kind of sandwiched between 2 large trading ships. One of them has got a hatch open. No, it's not a hatch open. It's got quite a large gangplank, and it does look like they are unloading actual livestock from one of them. This one, the name is somewhat faded, but you do notice, like, in the name, it is in a different language. Of which languages do I speak?
I speak rich.
You speak rich.
Sorry, that was unhelpful.
I don't think that we've done like a full, because I have Common, Druidic, and Primordial.
Yeah, and I have Infernal, Common, +1 language for being rich, because I speak rich.
Vera just suffers from affluenza, that's all.
Ah.
Ah, yes.
Okay, yeah,
I
no,
speak
so
I think
you see
I technically have more languages because of my intelligence score, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy for you guys to kind of know as many languages as you want, as long as it's not more than 5, depending on backgrounds. But, yeah, there's a name on the ship in symbols that you do not really recognize, but I will say that Ka recognizes the language as, you know, it's a form of, it's based off of Elven script. Feels really weird using these kind of things for this like land or this culture, but yeah, it kind of, it feels weird, but I figure we should probably integrate the language system. So it's some sort of, it's a derivative or has a base or root based off of Elven, but you can't read it.
Okay.
But the other one you turn to look at, and in common, it does say the Sea Lotus on it, and you see kind of just underneath where the main deck would be, there's some just like faded images of lotus flowers. It looks like it's been painted there, but over the years, as it's been like smashed with like waves and salt air and all this kind of stuff, these images have slowly faded over time. They are carved into the actual boat itself, but the paint is chipping away, and you can see this is the Sea Lotus. And it's quite a large ship. It's quite wide and it's quite long, but it sits quite deep in the water. And it's got dark wood planks, and the sails are currently sails aren't out. I do know the term, but I'm having yeah, I do usually know it, but I'm having an absolute mind blank right now. And there are a few people wandering around. Yeah, I think they're furled, because unfurled is when they're out. We are experts. There are a couple guards that you can see. You see 2 guards on the ship itself, on the main deck, and you see one at the bottom of the gangplank. And there's a number of servants or dockhands who are carrying these large sacks of grain and these large boxes off of the ship and into the warehouses between the 2 ships.
So Ray's gonna turn to Ka while they're walking in and just be like, alright, I'm going to just be as obnoxious as possible to try to distract them. While I do that, can you do like some sort of like recon and see if there's a good way for us to sneak in tonight?
Absolutely. And Ka's gonna look around. Is there like a place where they would be kind of out of sight, like around a corner or like behind some rocks?
Yeah, I'm not gonna make you roll for this, but there's plenty of spaces. Like there's like stacks of crates and like little doorways and stuff that you can zip into. You can easily hide yourself behind some of like there's even like animal pens that you can like hide in if you wanted to. If you wanted to do a quick shape change, but there's loads of places that you can. So you see there are seem to be cows, like these large brown cows. That seem to be they've got a slight hump to their back, so they look like they're more like working cows as opposed to milk cows or meat cows. But you do know that once these animals get to the end of their life, they're probably going to be used for leather and meat.
Okay.
But they look quite young, so maybe like 1 or 2 years old.
All right, good to know. And are there any like birds, like seagulls, specific like terns?
Just roll a super quick, I guess, perception check.
7.
There are some birds around, but you cannot figure out. You can't. You can hear them, but you can't see them.
Well, in response to Vera, she'll be like, "Yes, I can absolutely do some reconnaissance. Just give me a moment."
While I try to distract them, I'm also going to see if I can just get on the boat and ask them for a tour and locate the location of the object and maybe also buy it while I'm at it. That is my plan.
Oh, this is gonna end so well.
So Ka is going to change into, because, you know, they came into the harbor a little earlier, there's probably, like, definitely took a note of some of the birds that were around there, and is going to change into one of those birds that they remember from, you know, yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. So, roll another nature check. I'll allow it an advantage because you are a druid.
Oh, thank goodness. 20. Unnatural.
Okay. So you do know that the amount, like, in terms of animals and creatures that you have seen, there isn't really much in the way of sea life that you could probably do, although you can probably get away with being an octopus or something if you wanted to go that route. You have seen, and you do know around docks, there tend to be quite a lot of like rats and mice. And you know that there are also a number of street dogs in the area.
I'm gonna do a rat, and just kind of come into a little rat form with like very bluish black, like silken fur, like a long like, and a long black tail. Ka's going to do this in full view of Vera, and then just like when done, just gonna kind of like go up on their hind legs and like ask to be kind of picked up. Like little paws are kind of, you know, please paws.
I'll pick you up. I will absolutely pick you up, and I'm going to put you on my shoulder.
Wonderful.
I'm just going to pet your head.
Okay, so you now have a little rat companion, Vera. What would you like to do in order to be so obnoxious and annoying?
This is the stuff of dreams.
Alright,
so I am going to continue in my sassy, angry, rich lady Karen mode, and I am going to approach the boat, and I'm going to approach the guard, and I'm going to be like, "Excuse me, I like this boat. Where's your captain?" And I'm going to show him my ring.
Okay,
this boat.
As you do this, there is the guard in front of you is. Let's pick a random race. I'm gonna say it is a Minotaur, just because of reasons. And He looks at you and he points to the warehouse. Captain Yoon is in there.
Fetch him for me.
Roll a persuasion.
Alright, I think I'm going to roll the dice that rolled me the good boy. 23!
You're really good at the moment. So he kind of looks down at you.
Well, so we're gonna step into a fight and it'll be all nat ones.
Just wait. He looks at you and he kind of gives a bit of a huff in a way and stalks off to the warehouse. So he has come from the bottom of like the gangplank down the dock a little bit and into the warehouse. There's still got the 2 guards that are at the top on the deck, and then you've still got a few guards around. But yeah, he disappears off. I would say that you've probably got about 5 minutes before he comes back with the captain.
I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna be impatient rich lady. Why is he taking so long? What could he possibly be doing?
As you stand there, I would say Ka, you probably noticed this even in rat form, but a lot of the servants are sort of like purposefully looking downwards and avoid, like kind of giving you guys a bit of a wide berth just to kind of avoid the, lady.
Avoiding the Karen sphere.
Where are we currently with relation to the gangplank?
So I would say that you're probably about 10-15 feet away. But you are, like, the ship is, like, right next to you, but the gangplank itself is, like, 10-15 feet down the pier.
And they're unloading the ship.
Yes.
While this is all happening, I'm going to, like, keep pacing by the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so in case at any point Ka wants to attempt to jump onto the ship as a rat, I will facilitate that.
There's loads of, like, ropes and stuff that are that are bound to the dock. So if you did want to, like, scurry up, it's very, very easy for you to scurry up onto the ship without going on the gangplank.
I would like to do that, please.
Okay, I thought you might. So yeah, you can jump off or, like, scurry down Vera, and there are, like, areas where ropes are tied off onto the pier. So you can go up one of these ropes and onto the main deck. So, yeah, once you're on the main deck, people don't really notice you. Like, one person might, like, kind of absently try and kick you out the way, sort of thing. Like, just get that rat out of the way, sort of kick, which is easily avoidable. He's not, like, actively trying to kill you or anything. The perspective from here is kind of similar to when you were a frog. And yeah, she was a frog. And on the top of the deck, there is almost like a hatch, like a grated hatch, which has been lifted open, and there is some sort of like crane and pulley sort of system that's attached to one of the masts that's pulling up some of the larger crates and things. There's also a hatch where you can go down, where there's quite large ladders and steps, which allow some of the servants the dock hands to come up and down with sacks and grains, and also you could imagine this hatchway also goes down into like the crew's quarters and things. And then towards the back of the ship, you do have kind of almost like a cabin type structure. It comes up a little bit, and it looks like this could be sort of where, like, well, no, of course you've got like the sailing background. So this is an area where this would be like the captain's quarters and stuff.
All right, so many places to explore, and I have 2 hours in rat form, so I'm going to explore it all. I definitely would like to start by going below decks. If there are any like small holes in the on the ship's floor, or I think I'm most interested in the captain's quarters.
It's easy enough for you to slip into the deck below. You can just like wait for a moment and then like zip down the little stairway into the lower decks, or like scurry down a rope that's been left as they're trying to haul things up. Easy enough. Is there anything specifically you were trying to look for in in the deck, in the lower deck. So the lower deck is quite large. This ship seems to have like almost like 2 levels. This level seems to be predominantly cargo, and you know the level below seems to be cargo. This level is quite open. You can't really see very much in the way of like cabins or anywhere for crew to be, which you can deduce means that either the crew sleep on the main deck or there's more stuff on the deck below, which would probably be geared more towards the crew.
I'm just going to generally be looking for this vial of white liquid.
Okay, roll an investigation check for me, please.
That is a 17.
Okay, with a 17, this will probably take a while, but you try and look in like nooks and crannies, you try and find shelves and stuff. You do find a crate like almost like full of vials, but it's not you were told it's sort of like a white liquid, but these vials have got, it looks almost like some sort of dark extract of some kind, and with like a quick sniff, this smells very medicinal to you. I'm like, I can't remember, yeah, so I'm thinking almost like tiger balms type of smell to it. Vera, you know the tiger balm heals all. So it's got like this very sharp medicinal.
Yeah, I know the tiger balm.
Fixes everything. But this is like the only section. This is like the only cargo that you found that could be vials or liquids of any kind. It's definitely not what you're looking for. It's totally the wrong color, and like, although you don't know what it smells like, but you're just like, this is not the right color. You're looking for a white liquid.
I think it would definitely kind of make my way out of the cargo hold and into the captain's quarters to see what I can find there.
And roll an investigation check for me, please.
15.
So with a 15, you see that the captain's quarters there is a sort of like a bed in here with storage and stuff. You see there's quite a few storage spaces. Some of them you can't get into because you see that you need a key to get in. There is like a small desk where he keeps scrolls and things, and with a 15, I will say that you notice an irregularity that looks like it's about 5.5 feet up, and it's against one of the walls that butts up against the hull. You just see an irregularity in it. You can't, like, from your angle and from where you are, you can't really tell much more.
I would like to get a little bit closer to it. Well, first, like, is there anybody in the room?
No.
Okay. And I would like to skitter across the ground and get a little bit closer to it and see if I can...
Yeah. So, you skitter across the ground. If we continue the 15, you do note that there are some parts like around this irregularity that looks like there might have been something on the wall here at one time, maybe a bookshelf or like a painting or just some sort of decoration, because you can see there's the wood where there's a couple, you can see a few holes where there might be nails, and it's slightly lighter where the structure would have been, but it's not that much lighter, but you do notice like the nails and a few holes in the hull here. But from as a rat, you can't see what this irregularity actually is.
Do I see any like cracks in the wall or in the wood? Like, I know the ship isn't necessarily new, so.
I mean, it's got the usual wear and tear that you might have for like a working ship, and you can see that it looks like you've got like the furniture all looks like they've come from all different places and they're all different ages of furniture. But no, not anything more with that 15.
Okay, so I will make a note of that, and then interesting wall spot. I would like to try to do some jungling up to get on top of the desk to see if I can read any of the scrolls that happen to be out.
Yeah, so roll a acrobatics check as a rat.
Okay. I'm gonna cast guidance on myself.
Mm-hmm.
And attempt to, I guess, shimmy my way up like a chair, or if there's a cap. I'm just gonna try to shimmy my way up.
So let's have a roll.
Okay. And then I roll my guidance. That is an 18.
Yeah, so you shimmy up quite easily. Rats are pretty agile anyway. You look at these scrolls and stuff, and most of them, the ones that are out, just mostly seem to be maps and naval charts and star charts.
No, shipping manifests or anything like that?
Not in the ones that you're able to get to.
Are there any? You mentioned a couple of the drawers are locked.
Well, they've got keys.
Can I try to reach? Yeah, can I try to reach in there with my little rat claw and pick them?
I'm gonna say roll sleight of hand at disadvantage.
Oh, this is gonna be bad. I'm so excited. 11.
You can try.
Wait, no, 10.
You try and put your little rat fingers in, and you break a nail. But your fingers are not quite long enough to get in and unpick it, and you break one of your little nails.
A little squeak sound, right, just a little bit. Okay. So we've got the interesting wall. We've got the desk with nothing on it. Is there anything else of interest in this room or rather anything that piques my interest in this room?
As you go underneath the desk, you see there's a hidden drawer under the desk as well.
Oh, well, that's certainly interesting.
Hang on, yeah. So you kind of see it, but it's kind of attached to a drawer. You see it's a little bit smaller than the other drawer, which is how you see it. But it looks like it's built into the bottom of another drawer, which is, you can see, is locked. Well, it's got a key hole in it, so.
Okay. Do I see any keys?
Roll another investigation check. I'll allow for this one.
17.
17? No, you don't.
Drat. Get it? Because I'm a rat. Is there any water around?
I'll say there's some bottle, with the 17 and stuff that you've had. I'll say that you find some bottles in, kind of on the side, on the desk, sorry. But you're not sure if it's water or not. I mean, there's also this.
If I look out the window, how close am I to the water of the ocean?
You're very, very close.
Okay, I'm just gonna use some of that water. Within 30 feet close?
I don't know. I just looked at. I don't know if you can use things like shape water in your animal form.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, you can't cast spells, and your ability to speak or take any action that requires hands is limited to the capabilities of your beast form.
I do have one more instance of shape shifting.
So I'm gonna switch over to Helen and Atonement and Bora. Sorry, it took a while, but now it's your turn. So when we left you guys, you were approaching the warehouses, and you saw this kerfluffle of you see a few people diving for the ground, but you don't see what's caused it. What would you guys like to do?
Should we even bother with what's going on in points over there, or should we just let that go for right now?
I don't think it's relevant to our investigation.
Good decision. So we're looking for a specific warehouse. We've been following this cart for a bit. Sorry, this should be me out of character. So we've been following that cart for a bit. Has it parked in front of the warehouse now?
No, so you guys see dog hands moving wares from from here to the warehouse with the symbol of Kulin on it.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like they're taking stuff out of the warehouse and onto like a cart or a wagon.
Out of the warehouse. Not
Yeah.
into the warehouse. Okay.
Not into the warehouse, out of the warehouse.
But it's still the cart marked from Kulin, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Or just to Atonement. I believe that those are the people you're going to be asking about the cargo. So be my guest.
Perfect. Yeah, and then she'll just walk up quite confidently, just kind of towards them. Okay.
Are you going to talk to a guard or a dockhand?
A dockhand.
Yeah, so as you walk up, a few of them sort of like they look at you and they kind of skirt around you. A few of them sort of give you space and just pause as you go past, but no one like engages with you or talks to you until you actually do something.
I was thinking someone was going to stop me. Didn't think I'd get this far. She's...
Tell me that Atonement's saying that like out loud.
No, she'll just go up to one of the random ones that's just like dealing with the actual physical boxes themselves, and she'll be like, "Excuse me, I'm wondering if I could answer a couple of questions for me."
They look at you and like, you can see their eyes darting nervously to some of the guards.
Perfect, right, well it won't be long anyway. We are looking for something of, something quite particular, and as you can see, I have been sent here to look for it. I was just wondering if, and then she'll like kind of motion Bora forward as well, like, oh, how rude of me. My name is Atonement from Sin, and this is my good friend. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Napat.
She'll just like, she'll just turn to Bora and be like, just remember that one for me, okay? Like,
Was it something Pat?
Napat.
Not Pat, okay.
And Napat is, you see, they are quite sort of a dull brown looking dragonborn.
Okay.
And the clothes are, they're kind of wearing similar style clothes to most of the people, kind of worn, like, it's like it's literally just been cleaned in dirty water sort of look to it. You do see just like a small piece of embroidery that's long since faded, that looks like the symbol of the indentured servants market. So you know that this person has a contract with them.
Okay.
And yeah, can't tell if male or female.
fair enough. I have been in Kulin for a few months. We have been looking for something very specific and very private over there, and we couldn't help but notice that these crates of yours have the poison ivy symbol of Kulin. And as you can see, I'm on a mission for very big importance. Do you mind if we look through the boxes? I'm sure that won't be a problem, no?
Roll persuasion or intimidation? Which one are you going to roll for?
That's a good question. Probably.
You guys just being like, alright, bitches!
Let me see which one I'm...
Note to self, don't get in the way of Atonement from Sin and literally anything.
What did you say? Intimidation or persuasion?
Either intimidation or persuasion. It sounds like you're going more for intimidation.
I mean, yeah, they're the same anyway, so it's
Would you roll?
that was a natural one. +1 for 2.
With that, you know what? Gonna roll an insight. You'll never know. I might roll a natural one.
Wow.
I rolled a 17. Fuck.
God damn it, guys.
Napat looks at you and goes, I'm afraid you can't. You would have to speak to the owners or the ambassador from Kulin to be allowed to take a look, or even the captain? I can't allow you, I'm afraid, otherwise it will be my neck, and I will have to pay for the contents. It'll be added to my contract.
Bora's going to speak up at this point. If I may, Miss Sin. Wow, that sounds.
I was like, who are you talking to? And I was like, oh, me.
I feel dirty saying that. If I may, and Bora makes himself known to this dock worker. You see, she is here not on any sort of mischievous business. She is with the Dawn Lotus, and Bora makes his pin of the Twilight Lotus known, and I've been specifically requested to assist her in this matter of finding this object of importance that may have been in fact stolen and is illegal contraband.
And you can just see while Bora's like saying all this, she's you know, kind of stepped back a bit, and she's like crossed her arms and is like tapping her foot and like huffing and just shaking her head like this is unacceptable. I cannot believe I'm being
Roll
treated
persuasion,
like this.
Bora.
That's a 14.
Nice.
Better than a 2, right?
As you say this, you see that the dog hand is kind of starting to kind of twist their hands together, and is looking really, really nervous. And they're like, I'm sorry, I don't have the power to allow you to do this. You might have to speak. Maybe the captain of the guard will. You must understand. If you go in and you damage something, or you damage the box, I will have to pay for it.
Bora puts his hand up and simply like does one of these like calm down things. It would be like reverse intimidation, almost like as empathy, and go, it's okay. I too came from servitude. I understand what you are dealing with, but also understand that if you are doing this favor for us, that the Lotus Father will forgive the debt which you have accrued over this time, and perchance offer you true freedom.
Roll persuasion again.
Can I get advantage for that?
Yeah, right.
Ooh, that's a nat 20.
Nice.
Why am I getting nat 20s on things? So, persuasion, that is a 21.
You see that this Napat is looking super stressed. So stressed. And like physically in distress at the idea of this. And just runs away.
Oh.
Leaving the box unattended.
What did you say?
Oh, okay.
What did you say?
What
did you do?
I simply potentially offered them the chance at true freedom, that if something did get damaged, the Twilight Lotus would cover it for them and pay off their debt.
Oh, I thought you threatened to kill them or something. That was a very
No,
fierce
no.
reaction.
Why would I do that to someone?
I
who's
don't
adventurous
know,
like me?
but I don't. I don't know if they ran away.
I mean, if you look at me, yeah, sure, that would make sense. But in this case, no. I simply tried to calm them a little bit. But
Well, that worked. So she just like just go searching through the box, and while she's like, while they're starting, she's gonna turn to Bora and say, "Oh, by the way, Sin is not my surname. You don't have to say Miss Sin. That's weird. That is." That's like calling you Ra, because it is the second half of Bora.
then
You
what
see?
What is your surname? If
We
you
don't.
have-
I don't have a surname. We don't have surnames. I am Atonement.
So how should I refer to you in a formal sense?
I don't know. Atonement from Sin. It's already a pretty formal name, no?
Yes, but do you want to give your identity that quickly if someone is looking for you or running from you? Are we
No.
doing this like while we're opening the box?
Yes.
Having this conversation?
Yes.
I love this idea. Don't forget to follow Spirit on Tap on social media. Don't forget to tag us or message us to let us know what you think. We are Spirit on Tap D&D on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. We also have a website, spiritontapdnd.com. You may follow me on Twitter at AnnaS100. Eric, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Slippers Cosplay and on Twitch at Sleifner. And if you're as confused as to what happened in this episode as I am, welcome to the crew.
Helen, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at itsongbird and Instagram at songbirdcosplay.
And Nami, where can anyone find you if they would like to see us?
So you can find me as Nami Sparrow on pretty much everything, but the main things I use are Instagram and YouTube.
And Ginny, our wonderful spider druid, where can people find you?
Can be found spinning my webs on. Sorry,
I love it.
no, I'm not.
It's a web of lies.
On Twitch. You might call it the interweb.
Oh my god.
Okay, I promise I'm done. You can find me at Ms. Ginny Liz on Instagram and Twitter, and on Twitch as Ginny Liz.
Alright, so with that, I hope you enjoyed this session, and I guess tune in 2 weeks' time
Wait,
to
did
hear...
we say goodbye to Helen too, or did we forget Helen?
I thought I already
No,
did.
I've done me.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I was directly after you.
Sorry. My
I
mind
was
is
like-
blanked. My mind is like made of like very squishy bad pudding after all of what happened in this episode.
I mean, literally,
I know it.
as soon as you finished talking, I started.
With that, we will tune in 2 weeks' time to find out whether they get to this mysterious vial or not. Goodbye. Thank you for listening.
Oh god.
God help.
Greetings. This is Atonement from Sin, the party's grave domain cleric, also known as Helen, one of the players on Spirit on Tap. Our D&D campaign is inspired by Asian religions, cultures, and regions. Feel free to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Spirit on Tap D&D. Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you soon.